Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christian Smedberg, Marketing Manager here at Weinig Holzer USA. Welcome to our Mooresville, North Carolina showroom. Today I'm joined by Michael Mushkett. Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Christian. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great. So what are we talking about today?
All right, guys. Today we're going to talk about the Dimter S50 crosscut saw.
Yeah.
It's one of our entry-level push feed crosscut saws.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So everyone, if you guys have questions, comments, put them on the feed. We'll have a Weinig expert monitoring that feed to answer your questions right in there. So again, if you have any comments about the video, any questions about this crosscut saw or any other Weinig saws, put them in the comments. We'll have people answering them there for you. So with that said, Michael, why don't you give us a tour, huh?
Let's get started.
All right, perfect.
Alright guys, so today we're going to show you the Dimter S50 crosscut saw. This is one of our more entry-level crosscut saws that we offer. Most of the customers that use that saw are using it for door, window production, some cabinet parts. A little bit about the specs of the saw. The maximum cross section is 4 by 12 inches. The saw is usually is either used in a single board production with optimizing and defecting, or in pack cutting mode. For example, if you're planning to cut pallet pieces for pallet production. Regarding the defecting on this saw is done with crayon marking, so the operator can simply mark the defects. There is a sensor in the pusher that will move back, scan the crayon marks, and then defect the material according to the cut list that's imported. On this model we have a 14.5 foot in feed where the pusher is mounted. We have an 8 foot dead outfeed table. I say dead outfeed table because the material or the pieces, the finished pieces, are just going to lay on the outfeed table and they will not be pushed away. Alright, the pusher speed, the pusher is right here, moves with a maximum speed of 196 feet per minute. With that speed, and it really always depends, I'm talking about capacity a little bit here, so it always depends on the material length and the cuts per board that we're making. But on this saw, an approximate value is an estimate value is 4,000 to 6,000 linear feet production per shift. Alright, the positioning accuracy is plus minus half a millimeter. And then also a nice feature on the saw, and that's more like an option. We can have a label printer or an inkjet printer on the saw that will mark our product after it's cut, so it can be easily identified by the operator. Alright guys, those were just more like the basic specs of the saw. Today I have the pleasure to work with JP on the saw. JP will operate and demonstrate the saw for us. Hey JP, how's it going?
How's it going, Mike? How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good.
Alright, so a lot of questions, or very often we get asked the question by our customers, what's the difference between a push feed saw and a through feed saw?
Well, push feed saw, I guess the main differences are, of course, the big one is speed. You know,
okay.
A through feed saw is going to be much higher production.
Okay.
Push feed, lower production.
Okay.
The push feed, a lot of cabinet shops use them.
Okay.
For running their style and rail.
Okay.
It's a more consistent saw when you're talking about accuracy and everything.
All right, all right. So, and I guess the name push feed comes because we're using a pusher to push the material?
Correct. Yes, yes.
Okay. And then what are we using on a through feed saw to feed the material?
Through feed saws using conveyor belts and then feed rollers that actually rotate the wood through, and they use encoders, whereas a push saw uses a linear scale which you can position more accurately.
I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Very good. JP, if you maybe just want to get started and see how we can use the machine operation.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import a cut list from our database, from maybe someone created an Excel spreadsheet and this cut list. The operator knows what his jobs are. Mm-hmm. So what the operator is going to do is he's going to grab his material.
Okay.
He's going to go here to the import function.
Okay.
He's going to import his cut list for that material. Okay. This cut list, I got a 14 and 3/16. I need 5 parts.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my material.
All right.
Let's
get
go grab my
started.
material, bring it over to the machine. I'm gonna defect out my material. Place it in the machine. Give it a go button. Scanning the board. It's gonna give me the solution. Cut out my defects. As the parts are cut, I have my weight piece, and then I have my label for each part. I place the label on the part. That way, during the production line, we can keep track of these parts. As we go through the line, so if we find a defective part, we know exactly what it is before it gets to finishing, and we can recreate the part. So, I've got the 2 other pieces in here. Eventually the next product will push them out. So now we're done with this job. It's going to mean this is processed. I'm going to go grab my next material for my next job. I'll bring my material over, come in, and now I'm going to import my next job. My cut list is populated. Grab my material, defect it out. My next board ready. Place my labels on. Sometimes this is a 2-man operation, depending on how fast the boss man wants you to work. But you can do it with one person. All depends on your needs.
One thing I wanted to mention here, very often we have a lot of customers that are smaller shops, and they do have a lot of manual chop saws in their production. So a Dimter crosscut saw like the S50 is a great machine to start the step into optimizing a crosscut process. As you guys know, usually if you're having manual crosscut saws, in your operation, the operator that is using the crosscut saw just tries to produce the product that he needs for that specific job. Whether optimizing crosscut saw like our Dimter S50 is first of all, the machine will first of all do that for you. It's going to of course produce the pieces that you will need, but then also it's looking for the yield to get the most yield out of your board. All right, JP, thank you so much for the demo today. I think it was great. Guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.